So Croydon welcomes us a clean surface, I think it's fair to say, after rain washed through earlier on today. But this is going to be dramatic. And even the sighting lap, they're out of the saddle and getting on with it. Grace Garner just rolls off, almost a change of tempo rather than anything else.
Yes, she does. She just pushes off the front of the bunch, doesn't really attack, but you can see the sheen on this surface here and the white lines. Very, very tricky tonight.
Oh, and there we are. Tricky indeed. Redden goes down. Toms gets tangled as well. Well, they'll pick themselves up here, but bruises already as we head back on this start-finish straight. And the opening sprint will beckon shortly.
Now this race is in bits. That crash really hasn't helped.
Check this out. Grace Garner is just clean away. She looks like she's on a private run.
She does, coming up to this sprint, less than 100 metres to go. She's not pulling any faces at the moment, got this very much under control.
So the big sprint is going to be for second place behind, and you can suspect that it's going to be a feisty one, and no doubt about it, class without Nikki Juniper, who owns that green jersey for the time being, is keeping hold of it. Team Ford EcoBoost and Nikki Juniper just pushed on from that first intermediate sprint. They managed to catch up with Grace Garner. It was a coming together, and Grace has been absorbed, but Juniper and Broughton have pushed on here. Nikki Juniper is going for it right now, pulling off with about 125 metres to go, and just gapping absolutely everybody and making sure that if she was runner-up in the first of the sprint, she's going to own this one, and does so. Charlotte Broughton making a 1-2 for Team Ford EcoBoost.
Pushing on with about 400 metres to go now. Nikki Juniper, Team Ford EcoBoost in fourth place there. They'll be looking for some individual glory because drops here at this stage, barring any incidents, have got this one nailed on.
Well, we'll see if that happens, and we'll see how they take these final series of curves as soon as they see the start-finish straight, which we've got right now. 150 metres to go. This is where you've got to find the power. Nikki Juniper's got some, but a Grace Garner, who rested up for the second sprint. Wise indeed. She's kind of done herself a negative split and delivers absolute genius here. Cross the line, save some energy, why don't you? And then just open the tap when you need to. Grace Garner takes it ahead of Alice Barnes. Nikki Juniper good enough for third place here. Lydia Boylan in fourth ahead of Charlotte Broughton. What a run to the line. Had some nervous times and a big question mark as to whether anybody can stop JLT Condor. Clancy Briggs framed Lawless and Mould. It's a roll call of quality, and they keep the same team. No surprise that won in Stevenage, as they have done so often before. Time then to get underway here in Croydon, and look at the pace almost immediately.
Absolutely flying. We know that this course is going to be a tricky one. We know the bunch is going to get shredded very early on, and Madison Genesis, tactics they've employed previously in this series, but not quite as early. And look at this, Briggs yet again taking on the role of super lead-out man.
Well, he's doing a fantastic job as well. He punches a big hole in the air despite his more diminutive size. And look at this, hand signals as well.
That's Briggs saying, come through on the inside of the corner and I'll shut the door.
Clever, clever stuff, and here's the drive for the line. This is about Chris Lawless, but Rory Townsend wants, of course, to be engaged. He stays on his wheel. Look at this, Brocky tactics and nowhere to go. Rory Townsend has to go to the barriers. Clever, clever stuff. Lawless delivers for JLT Condor. Townsend in second place. Graham Briggs can take the credit for that teamwork. Absolutely superb hits and movement. What an opening sprint here in Croydon.
Barring accidents, Rory Townsend, mathematically speaking, only needs to sit on Lawless's back wheel and take second places in the sprint, and that is exactly what he's doing tonight. He might as well be glued to Lawless's back wheel.
Well, he rolls by him this time by. I'm not quite sure what his own strategy is, but maybe just wants to reach out and do something for himself. Oh, and there's the response, as you can see, and look at the cadence that's being put in. Meanwhile, up further ahead, we're on the start-finish straight right now, and Sebastian Mora and Matt Bolo are going for this, and they're going to roll over, sitting on the cushion that they built for themselves. Mora and Bolo take it pattern, and then this race for points, and it's Townsend that broke clear. We saw him increasing his cadence, and Chris Lawless finishing 1 point behind. This man, though, has slipped away for LFTO. We've got nothing team-wise in terms of victories so far this season. There is the odd flash of brightness, and that's what we've got right now as the clouds settle in. past the pits area, get some encouragement. They hit their own stopwatch, but right now he's going to essentially stop his own clock across the line here, or we roll back and see who's going to take the next places. Morrow from Team Rally is in there. Briggs and Clancy are also here, hoovering up points. Tom Stewart manages to pick up 2 here ahead of Graham Briggs. But for the time being, that battle between Lawless and Townsend rages on. But great run here being posed by Madison Genesis. They're on great form as Blaine opens it up. So does Newey. We're on board with him right now.
They've been driving it hard all night long. Blaine going up this turn right over the top of the circuit now with Patton on his back wheel. It's the race for the last series of corners. JLT have seemingly timed it perfectly again.
Oh, can't believe it. John Mole just comes towards the fore along with Graham Briggs, who's been punching holes in air all night here. Well, it's been an amazing run of form for John Mould, and he takes another one, does he? We're going to find out. Here we are. Who can stop him? Tom Stewart's on his wheel. Tom Stewart from Madison Genesis in the green and orange here, but John Mould's got the power. He's got the position, has he? Not sure. John McAvoy from Ayrton also in the frame. Oh, Mould does it again. Unbelievable drive by John Mould, and what a record he's posed here. And just look behind as well. Madison Genesis have taken the second round of the season. JLT Condor still leading overall, with Madison Genesis now trimming the gap to just 7 points. This series remains alive.